Welcome to Fitness Noise, sponsored by VitalSteps. Fitness Noise talks about and examines various trends of exercise, why it works, and of course, why it doesn't. Michelle, a gerontologist by trade, and I, Drew Saul, will be kicking it lightheartedly every Tuesday about fitness. Now, Michelle, I've been hearing a lot about this new movement in healthcare where they're saying that a prescription may be required to assist in the exercise protocols to treat and prevent medical conditions and diseases. Talk a little bit about that.
Sure. Exercise as medicine is not a new concept, but it's something that's been adopted and is being talked about a lot more. If you think of a prescription, i.e. as a pill, for example, that all of us have taken at one time or another, you're given very clear directions as to how to take that pill for whatever ails you. So it would be a direction as to, first of all, which drug you're taking. You don't get that choice necessarily. How often you're going to take it, under what conditions you take it. If you think of exercise in the same way, we know now there's enough empirical evidence to prove that exercise is incredibly valuable for either preventing and or managing a lot of the chronic conditions that we're seeing a lot of now. So an exercise prescription could vary slightly, but would have similar fundamental elements to it. So for example, a prescription for diabetes might include cardiovascular exercise on, every couple of days at a particular intensity, et cetera, et cetera. So it spells it out for people and makes it a little bit easier to follow.
Now, I hear you when you say that some of the benefits that are very recognizable, like weight control, the cardiovascular aspects, and even the diabetic issues. Now, how about the less recognized benefits that physical activity provides? Like I've heard people say, you get stronger bones, you get better sleep, lower blood pressure, that type of opportunity to improve your body and lifestyle, so to speak, even improving your mood.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been, is that really, is that real?
Absolutely. Like I said, all the empirical advice all the empirical evidence rather is out there. I mean, exercise affects the body in every respect, from a cellular level and all the way up and down and in and out through the body. In terms of it does help strengthen bones, because when it's weight bearing, it helps improve the function of your heart, of your respiratory system. It helps release stress so that your body is not squirting out as much cortisone when you're stressed out. And all of this is going to help you, or at least put you in a better position to practice good lifestyle habits, which is what everybody needs. And in a nutshell, that's your exercise, your sleeping, your nutrition, some stress management, and whatever else you may need personally.
So with knowing all of that, and of course people are reading more, they're researching more, they're getting more engaged and involved in their health and wellness, why is it that literally when you look at the statistical numbers, half the population it doesn't even care?
Well, actually, I wish it was half. I mean, the latest numbers even suggest that in terms of actually being active enough to reap those health benefits, only 15% of Canadians generally are that active. So you've got people, like I know what you're saying, you've got a lot of people that are kind of in the middle. There's a lot of people that don't exercise at all at one end of the spectrum. There's the people that are like maniacs, they love it, and then there's everybody in between. But the thing about it is people don't understand exactly what they need to do and how to get the desired results. I'll give you an example. Somebody will go into a gym, they figure the gym's there for them, they pay their dues, they get the access to all the machines, etc., and they figure they go in there, they spend an hour there, and they're good. What they don't understand is that how did you spend that hour? Usually, and almost 99.9% of the time, 60 minutes was not spent in any form of exercise. What type of exercise were you doing? Were you doing strength or resistance training? Were you doing cardiovascular, aerobic or anaerobic? Were you doing it intensely enough to get the benefits that you're looking for? And that's what people really need. The education is huge. And this could be a topic for another conversation. But the words and terms of physical activity and exercise are used interchangeably. They're in fact two very distinct different things. And the research will most definitely support exercise. Physical activity is something different.
Now, knowing all that, and yes, some doctors have bought in to understanding about physical exercise, why haven't all the doctors bought in where they're benefiting their patients rather than the, and I hate to sound political, the pharmaceutical companies?
Well, doctors are people, and just like we've just been talking about, not everyone is on board with exercise in practice. Everyone understands the benefits, they can understand the benefits. So with doctors, they're human. That's, first of all, that would be my first answer. They're human. So they either are into exercise or they're not, or they believe it or they don't. Secondly, and they're kind of interrelated, from a professional standpoint, doctors do not get trained on exercise specifics, and that's not their fault. It's just like they don't get trained in dietary and nutritional things. So your doctor's a great person to go to when you've got an acute something happening, you're in pain, or you've got these symptoms. They will help to diagnose you. They will do whatever they can. They will refer you to a specialist, but they will not be able to tell you with any degree of detail how to exercise best for a condition. In fact, most will err on the side of caution and say maybe don't exercise or take it easy, because again, they don't want to be responsible for someone that goes out and does something that may be too much or just completely inappropriate for them at that time.
And just as a kickback, so to speak, how did our population end up becoming so sedentary and inactive that all of these chronic diseases are now coming to a head and it's becoming more widespread?
Well, we just have to look at the modernization of our society. Now, if you think about it, you don't have to use stairs because there's elevators and there's escalators. You don't necessarily have to walk very far because you can take a car, right? We have basically designed our lives and designed physical activity and or exercise right out of it. Most people, I've never met them, and they're not some like alien creatures. They're the people that we talk with every day. They try to do as little as possible. They just don't want to. You know, those buttons on doors into public places, those are meant for people in wheelchairs or who don't have the capacity to open a door. People, apparently healthy people, are pushing those buttons and walking in. And I tell you, we're seeing the problems arise in that if you can't even refuse to push or pull a door open on a regular basis, guess what? Your upper body's already getting weaker. Your core is getting weaker. We are making ourselves weaker as every day goes by. And it's really, quite frankly, unacceptable. Our ancestors didn't have to worry about this. This concept of a gym, exercise as medicine, would have been laughable because everyone was moving their body, everyone was working. We don't do that anymore, and we really need to get back to it.
Yeah. Well, I'm hearing you loud and clear, and I hope those who are listening hear it loud and clear as well, that exercise is medicine. It encourages a healthy and active lifestyle. And of course, at VitalSteps, as an exercise clinic, that's the heart of what we do. You know, we're very passionate and we advocate because our motto is a better, stronger you. So anyway, guys, we'll talk to you again soon. Please visit us on VitalSteps.com. And of course, on Facebook, #VitalSteps.